It's a beautiful day, universe. It's me once again, your friend, your best buddy over here, Luella Balde. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to this channel, please hit like, subscribe, and please also hit the notification bell so that you guys will be updated every time we post new videos. Well, for today, I will be giving my impression about Rabiya Mateo's performance during the preliminary round of the Miss Universe 2020. It was actually held at the Hard Rock Hotel in Florida. So let's find out how Rabiya Mateo performed. Let's try to assess her performance yesterday. Is it satisfactory, very satisfactory, or astounding? So let's find out, guys. Well, yesterday we're indeed very happy. All the girls really performed really well yesterday. There were 3 portions of the program that were ran yesterday. The first was the introduction, where the girls wore the Sherry heel. The second one was the swimsuit competition. The third and the final event was the long gown competition. So I'm going to be talking more about Rabiya's performance yesterday because I wanted to talk about also about a lot of questions. There were a lot of backlash and bashers out there commenting about the gown of our very own representative Rabiya Mateo, where she wore yesterday that golden yellow. It was a yellow gown, and there were lots of spectators yesterday or viewers yesterday who were not contented with the performance of Rabiya Mateo because of the gown. They thought that that gown was just only very, very simple, and for them, she stood and she looked really very behind compared to the other ladies who actually wore magnificent, well-embellished gowns, of course, made by the respective fashion designers all over the world. So let's try to see. The first appearance of Rabiya Mateo during that run was when she wore the Sherry heel. So the question is, was it stunning? Was she look stunning during that round? How did she play out during that run? The performance, her face, her body. Well, there's one thing that I could tell. No doubt about it, Rabiya Mateo appeared to be very ravishing, dazzling beauty during that run. She wore that blue dress, the Sherry heel, and but of course, we heard also by the pageant experts as well as the beauty experts themselves, the beauty queens, the former Miss Universe, it's not actually the gown, but it is actually, it's not the dress as well, rather, but it is actually how they carried themselves, how they projected themselves up on stage, that they will really look very confident. They're not really having a hard time in, walking on that stage, doing the ramp, using that gown. So my impression for Rabiya Mateo is that she excellently executed the first round, which was the introduction part, where she wore that blue gown. Well, she exhibited the Halabira walk, and for me, when she came out to the stage, lot of massive, loud, so people were getting crazy when she walked up to the stage. She, sashay and then performed well the stage, tried to exhibit the dress that she wore. And not only that, she's really a complete package. The passerella was great. Her eyes were really glittering, and she really connected to the audience. And I know for sure that that particular round was for Rabiya Mateo. So congratulations, our very own queen. We really love your performance yesterday. You have to ignore the bashers out there. They're not actually the contestants. We're there to, win the hearts of the many. So on that particular event, Rabiya Mateo stood out. Their beauty outshined those other candidates who were competing right there. So for me, that was really an outstanding performance of Rabiya Mateo. The second event of that night was the swimsuit competition, swimsuit round. Of course, again, during this time, Rabiya Mateo wore that yellow bikini. And you know what? When she wore that one, she looked very stunning, very voluptuous in that bikini. And she nailed it. She has really performed very well. She actually outshined all of those candidates who were actually walking, presenting themselves on stage. When she was really very skillful in the use of that cape, that she wore. Of course, it has been already years that we saw the Miss Universe organization would actually let the girls use that particular cape. And I have heard coming from a beauty expert why that thing or that cape should be part and parts of that event is that they will actually get it from their own shell, because for the previous Miss Universe competitions they were just be capeless. Need to be skillful also the use of the cape, so that's getting out from their comfort zones. Again, yesterday, what I thought about the performance of Rabiya Mateo during the swimsuit competition is that it's excellent. It's excellent, guys. The passerella was great, and for me, she's actually like the formidable Latina that we used to look up to. As we all know, the Miss Universe competition, they have this sash factor. It's always about Latinas when we talk about passerellas and wearing the gowns. They're actually very sexy. But this time, our candidate Rabiya Mateo able to compete and able to do it very very well, as if that she was really pro on that particular stage. The smile was really outstanding. The walk was really captivating, as if that she's really a bombshell. It's really perfection for Rabiya Mateo for the second round, which is the swimsuit competition. And for now, I can tell that she really will be able to make it for the top 21 for on May 16th event, like the coronation night. I'm very very confident that Rabiya Mateo will be able to snatch the fifth crown for the Philippines. The third one was the very controversial one, the long gown competition. Of course, many of the Filipinos, I think many Filipinos were really dismayed, were disappointed about it because it looked very very simple, and they thought that that's already the Miss Universe stage. As a matter of fact, there were lots of backlash as well as bashers online. The netizens were pointing to Rabiya Mateo because they don't like it. The gown was very easy. The gown was very simple, and if you're gonna compare it to other gowns that were being worn by the other ladies, they thought that the gown was really it lagged behind compared to the other candidates. Okay, because they thought that it's really very very simple. The gown was actually out of the concept, out of the creative hands of one of the international fashion designer who is actually based in Dubai. And for me, when I look at it, when Rabiya appeared on stage, she looked very stunning. I cannot actually understand why there are lots of bashers right there, when in fact they're not actually the one who is competing or performing on stage. And they're not also the designers. These group of people, bashers online, do not have idea about what fashion designing is or how to make such creation, right? So I think what we need to do right now is just only to trust, to leave it to the experts like the designers. And the Miss Universe Organization Philippines tapped the internationally renowned designer. I think when you tap a person who has the expertise related to that matter, I think we have to give credit to that person. We do not have actually the right to criticize. Why? Or to bash. Why? Because we are not the fashion designer. We do not have an idea about it. So what we need to do is just only to put the whole trust to the designer and let it be. Let it be. Right now, we saw how Rabiya Mateo carried that particular gown. And it was just about the poor lighting where the details of the gown was not actually seen very well by the audience. That's why they immediately jump into their conclusion that that particular gown is really very underrated. But if you happen to look closely to the gown, you will really be able to, you'll be really mesmerized by how intricate that gown was made. So I think, guys, the bashers right here are not really thinking. What we need to do right now is just only to support our Philippine queen. She looked very amazing. There's no problem with the dress. And we also heard it coming from pageant expert himself, Miss Universe, previous Miss Universe queens. They said that it's not actually the gown, but it is the girls. How the girl will confidently use it, wear it, amidst a lot of pressures. It's not really easy, guys, to be standing on front of the millions of people. It's not easy. But you know what? And aside from that, we also learned that that gown is too heavy, right? It's too heavy because of the crystals, Swarovski crystals that were actually placed right there. But you know what? Rabiya Mateo during that round performed very well. It's really perfection. She wasn't actually affected by the bashers, by the criticisms, the backlash. But what she did, she performed. She went on the stage and performed very well. That's what I like Rabiya Mateo, is that she is really a very strong woman. After the competition, I'm not sure about it, but Rabiya Mateo really landed on the topmost rank of that particular event. So the three events, the three portions in that competition, the introduction, the swimsuit competition, she appeared to be very voluptuous and stunning during that round. And she never lagged behind compared to the Latinas or other candidates like Thailand that wore a very also beautiful gown. And even in the long gown competition where she wore yellow, I think that yellow gown was really impeccable. That yellow gown was very unique. Unlike other girls who wore actually different styles, but they lost actually originality. Unlike Rabiya Mateo, when she wore the yellow gown, she wore it with a lot of poise and a lot of grace. Okay, so that is why, guys, I'm also wearing yellow right now. This is to support Rabiya Mateo and to support her cause. I know she has a good cause and education. As I'm also a teacher, I'm also an educator. I am rooting for her because her cause is more about education. The world that we actually live in right now is getting complicated. Why? It's because there is a corruption of knowledge. There is a corruption of thinking. As an educator, I wanted also to be part and parcel of the change. I wanted to educate people how to work rationally. There are lots of people right now who just only jump into their own conclusions. They're very much judgmental, even if they don't have yet the facts with them, and then immediately they try to condemn. They try to backlash, to bash people. So that's not the right thing to do. What we need to do is to support. Let's not actually spread hate, but let us always foster love, guys. And let us shine off from all those negativities so that we can have harmony in this world. I'm wearing yellow right now as a stout supporter of Rabiya Mateo, of her cause, of her fight, of her journey for the Miss Universe 2020. And with the help of God, because I can see that that woman is really sincere, she has a pure heart, and she's very relatable. I had a strong feeling that she'll really be able to snatch the 5th crown for the Philippines. So what I can tell right now is, good luck, our Philippine Queen, Rabiya Mateo. May you be able to snatch the 5th crown for the Philippines. So that's all, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit like, subscribe. Again, I'm going to be uploading more videos regarding about pageantry, particularly what is currently happening right now. Tomorrow would be the Miss Universe coronation night. We are praying that Rabiya Mateo will really be able to snatch the crown. She's really deserving to have that particular crown because she has a kind heart. So once again, it's me, your friend, your best buddy right here would say goodbye. Have a blessed Sunday to everyone. God bless you guys and mabuhay.